Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Barakah HaKodash, which means all praises to Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Bahasham means in the name. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Barakah HaKodash means in the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, one way we can worship the Father and the Son. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers who preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. This is Brother Matati from the Great Millstone Camp, the branch out in Des Moines. And I'm not sure what I'm going to title this lesson just yet, but it's based off this particular precept here in the book of 1 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter, the 3rd verse. And we'll go right into it. It says, 1 Thessalonians 3:3, it says that no man should be moved by these afflictions, for yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto, as it is written in the book of Acts, the 14th chapter. This Acts 14:22, it says, confirming the souls of the disciples. Now, when you go into this word confirming, it goes into establish or strengthen more, to reestablish, to support further, right? So these things have to be reaffirmed within ourselves, man, right? Because Peter told us, this is the book of, is it 1 Peter 4? Yep, 1 Peter 4:12, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you, right? Because these things were spoken afore to happen, man. It says, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Yahweh's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. You see? So to understand that we are appointed unto these things, and these things must needs happen. And it's a part of our walk. That's a part of our trial within this faith. Now, I wanted to go particularly what I wanted to do. I wanted to go into this word moved here. As you can see, this word move says that no man should be moved. Now, it's the Greek word saino. Saino, as you can see, it says to wag the tail of dogs, metaphorically, to flatter, fawn upon, to move the mind, agreeably, to agitate, disturb, or trouble. And that's a key thing I want to speak on right there. As you see in the Strong's definition, it says to wag, that is to shake, figuratively, disturb. I want to focus on this word disturbed here. Now, what I didn't do is look it up in the regular dictionary. Now, you see disturbed. It says to interfere with the normal arrangement or functioning of. Disarranged, muddle, rearranged, disorganized, disorder, confused. And that's beautiful, man, because that summed up everything, that the Spirit had me go into, right? Because I had looked up this word in the Etymon online. As we can see, disturb, it says late 13th century, to frighten, alarm, break up the tranquility of. Now, when we look up that word tranquility here in the Etymon, it means quietness, stillness, serenity, tranquillis, quiet, calm, still, which goes into the peace or happiness of the mind. Tranquil. Back formation of tranquility, which means quiet, calm, or still. Because this word puts us at ease, man. As it is written in the book of Isaiah 26. Because this is our calm here. With this word, this is Isaiah 26:3. It says, thou will keep him in perfect peace. This word peace. Look, you see? Tranquility. Tranquility is one of the definitions of what? Shalom. You see? So it says, thou will keep him in perfect tranquility, in peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. So as long as we trust upon Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, we shouldn't be moved for these things that we're going through. Because we understand that Satan has been given the go-ahead. This is Luke, is it 22? Yep. This is Luke 22:31. It says, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. Now, when we go into this word sift, to sift, shake, and a sieve, right? Goes back into that Greek word. And that's crazy. Siniazo. And going back to this Thessalonians was Saino. Okay, so it sounded similar, but you look to shake, agitate. You see, to shake, agitate, right? Which is the same thing that's being said here in this Luke. Let's go back into it. It says to sift, shake, and sieve, figuratively by inward agitation, to try one's faith to the verge of overthrow, man. You see? So these different trials and tribulations is sent to test our faith, man. And going back into the definition, it says to interfere with the normal arrangement or functioning of. So our faith should be to the point where whenever we go through these trials and tribulations, whenever we go through these certain things, it shouldn't move us, man. It shouldn't interfere with our normal arrangement or functioning of the spirit. It shouldn't disorganize us or confuse us. Let's go back to the definition. Back to the definition of disturb. It says to throw in disorder, right? As you can see there. Now it says a compound word from dis, which is completely, which to bere, which is to disorder, disturb, which is gives you the same word, you know. But it says see turbid. So now just scroll down because turbid is down here. As you can see, disturbed, agitated, which to agitation, to try one's mind to the faith of overthrow, to the point of, to try one's faith to the point of overthrow is what that definition said, right? Agitated, put out of a settled state or regular order, meaning emotionally or mentally unstable. You see? And this is what wisdom does to us, man, while we're on this walk. And once again, it's all a test. It's all a trial. And it shows forth our confidence and faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. This is the book of Sirach 4:17. It says, for at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. And periodically, man, we go through those trials and tribulations, those different circumstances, right, that we face, man, to see if our mindset is still set upon our first love, man. To test our soul to see if we still there. Let's keep reading. Verse 18. Then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him and show him her secrets, man. That's why it says that no temptation. Matter of fact, let's get that. 1 Corinthians. Is it 10 or 13? It says, there have no temptation taken you, but as is common to man, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. See, so with knowing these things, man, knowing that the Lord ain't gonna put more on our plate than what he knows we're able to bear, this is a part of our tranquility. This is a part of the peace of mind, knowing that whatever situation or tribulation that we find ourselves in, the Lord knows that we're able to get out of this. See, he gives us the strength to get out of that, man, or to endure it. And once again, this is a part of that comfort. This is a part of that tranquility. And that's a part of her being wisdom, returning that straight way unto us, man. Sometimes we go through trials and tribulations because of our own misdeeds. We might be moving in a way that's not conducive for the spirit. So therefore, the Lord bring a certain situation or calamity upon us. He allows Satan to throw a proverbial monkey wrench in our path, man, in order for us to self-examine and to get right back on that right path, to return the straight way unto us, right? But what it would say, let's go back to Sirach 4, verse 19 now. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin. You see? Going wrong is you moving outside of the normal order. What was it? What did the definition say, man? You moving outside of the normal arrangement or functioning, man. You allowing whatever you going through to disorganize you, to disorder you, or to confuse you, man, or to unsettle you. See that one of the synonyms is unsettle. Let's go back to the definition though. Now it says turbid because it told us to see turbid, right? As you can see, it says muddy, foul with extraneous matter, thick, not clear, used of liquids having the least disturbed or colors, from Latin turbidus, muddy, full of confusion. See, that's the key thing right there. From tubare, which up here, we seen that right here. Disturb is this, which is completely tubare, right? So here we see it. Tubare, to confuse, bewilder. So disturb means to completely confuse or completely bewilder. From turba, turmoil, or crowd, to crowd the mind, to agitate and crowd your mind to the point where now you moving outside of the normal function, man. That's why Sirach tells us to set our heart aright and constantly endure. See, we set our heart aright by these precepts. See, these precepts is what's supposed to settle us, man. Matter of fact, yep, this is exactly what I'm looking for. This is the book of 1 Peter 5. I started 8. Be sober, be vigilant, and that word sober goes into being whole. And we're made whole. Matter of fact, let's just go into it. What was that? 1 Peter 5 and 8. Let's get that word sober. To be sober, to be calm and collected in spirit. You see? To be calm, that's that tranquility. That's that peace. Right? Keep sober. That is, be discreet, be sober. So that's trusting in these precepts, man. Remaining whole. Let's start up at verse 7. It says, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. You see? Now that's easier said than done, but once again, we got to have these precepts in our spirit, in our minds, and allow it to settle us. If we can't get settled through these precepts, man, it's because ultimately we don't believe in these precepts. You see? Whatever trial or tribulation or whatever situation we find ourselves in, we can resort back to these precepts, and it should be able to comfort us, to settle us in our spirit. Casting all our care upon him because he careth for us, man. I know there's one in, Philippians 4 and 6. Be careful for nothing. Be anxious or troubled with cares. You see? Be troubled for nothing, man. Be disturbed for nothing. But in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto the heavenly Father, man. You see? Casting our care upon Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai. Because he got us. He won't put more on us than what we can handle. We read that 1 Corinthians. Verse 8, 1 Peter 5 and 8, be sober, be vigilant, sober, once again, calm and collected in spirit. Be whole in the mind. Don't allow nothing to disturb us, to disorder us. To be collected is everything to be set in order, set our heart aright. Once again, that's Sirach, the 2nd chapter. Be sober, be vigilant, and that's the key thing. Give strict attention to. Take heed lest through remission and indolence some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one, man. Keep awake. That is, watch. Going back to that Sirach 4. So you got a guy that's troubled with the cares of this life. What happens? He stops watching. Now he's focused on the cares and the things he's going through. So now it disrupted the normal function or arrangement of the spirit. You see? And we can't allow that, man. That's why we got to give strict attention to what? These words, these precepts, how we moving. You see? Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. He desires to sift us, man. Verse 9, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So we all going through it, man. We all going through it. It says, take my, this is a good one. It says, James 4:7, submit yourselves therefore to the Most High, resist the devil and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to the Most High and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. And we purify our minds through obedience, man. 1 Peter, the first chapter, the 22nd verse. It says, seeing that we have purified our souls, our minds, by obeying the truth unto unfeigned love of the brethren, see that ye love one another fervently, right? Being born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible by the word of the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing that precept, right? But it says, take, brethren, prophets as an example. See, these things are written for our learning. This is the book of James 5:10. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. You see? So once again, these things are written for our learning. Romans 15:4. The things that are written aforetime are written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope, that tranquility, that peace. So we can read these different examples, man. Just like how James used Job as an example. What happened at the latter end of Job? The Lord blessed him double. Well, what do Yahweh Shah say that we're going to have, for following after him, for leaving everything and suffering with him? He said that you that forsaken wives and houses and brothers and mothers and fathers, so forth and so on. He said you will receive 100-fold, roughly paraphrasing. Back in 1 Peter 5:10 now. But the power of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory by Hamashiach Yahushai, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. You see? To establish, man. Which is why this has to see these trials and tribulations is there to perfect us, man. To rent fit, sound, complete. To fit, equipped, put in order, arrange. That's beautiful, man. So those that truly believe, they're going to be put more in order through the trials and tribulations. They're not going to allow it to disturb them. They're not going to allow it to sift or move them. But it's going to put them more in order. So it's perfecting them. And it's allowing them to be settled or established or strengthened more in the spirit. Confirming the souls of the disciples, man. You see, going back to that Acts 14:22. And I keep mentioning periodically, we have to be continually reminded of these things, man. This is the book of 2 Peter 1:12. It says, wherefore I will not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things, though ye know them, and be established in the present truth. Yea, I think it meet, as long as I am in this tabernacle, to stir you up by putting you in remembrance, man. That once again, we got to go through these things. You see? And that there's a great reward at the end of everything we going through. That's not to be compared, right? That's Romans. Matter of fact, before we get Romans, let's see if anything else I got to continue to read through the Spirit. Nope, it isn't. Let's get Romans 8. And 18, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us, man. You see? So whatever we going through, man, is very minute compared to the reward at the end. This is the book of 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction. You see how Paul worded that? Light affliction. He spoke about being in perils of brethren, perils of heathen. He spoke about being shipwrecked, a night and a day he spent in the deep. He spoke about being stoned, Thrice was he beaten with rods. He spoke about all those different things he went through, man. And what did he tell us in Peter? Not in Peter. In Timothy. What is that? 2 Timothy 3 and 10. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra, what persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me, man. You see? And that's the key thing, because the Lord will make a way. Going back to that 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution, man. So all those things he went through, right? And once again, he said, well, let's get that, man. He said, thrice was I beaten with rods. But yet he wrote unto the church of Corinthians and said what, man? Our light affliction. This is 2 Corinthians 11 and 23. I started 22. Are they Hebrews? Why is he saying this to the church of Corinth? Corinth is located in Greece. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. That's why it says there's no difference between a Jew or a Greek. That's a side note, because they're all Israelites. They're all Hebrews. They're all of the seed of Abraham. Verse 23. Are they ministers of Yahushai? I speak as a fool. I am more. In labors more abundant, in stripes above measure, in prisons more frequent, in deaths oft. So look at the things he have to go through, man. Of the Jews, 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one. Thrice was I beaten with rods. Once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep. Come on, man. A whole day out in the sea, bro. In journeyings often, in perils of waters, in perils of robbers, in perils by my own countrymen, in perils by the heathen, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness, in perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren, in weariness and painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness. So not only the different trials, tribulations, and persecutions he going through, but also bodily ailments, man. And we all going through all these different things, you see? Verse 28, besides those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches, man. On top of making sure things is being ran in the spirit amongst the brethren. So we just, so hearing, reading this, man, we just imagine, you know, the position our apostles are in, man. Starting with Apostle Hall on down. And as we go down, we can just think the different positions, man. From the elder bishops to the different camp heads. You see? But the beautiful thing is the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua strengthens all of us to endure whatever we going through if we believe it, man. If our mind is stayed upon him, going back to the Isaiah 26. So now let's go back. 2 Corinthians 4 and 17, yet he called it a light affliction. So you see the perspective, you see the mentality and the mindset Paul is giving us through these letters. And we're supposed to embody it, man. 2 Corinthians 4:17, for our light affliction, because whatever we going through is light, man. No matter how heavy it is in our spirit, you know, it's light. We got, you know, it's all about perspective. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, and it's only for a small time, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, man. So once again, it ain't to be compared to what Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua got prepared for us, you know. I'm going to just finish it out. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal, man. So, Lord will, I hope this was edifying and encouraging, you know, and it strengthened the spirits of whoever needed to hear it. Dawadi Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Baruch HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. Hey, Shalom.